daytime.tv.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching Daytime. We all want the best for our four-legged friends, especially when it comes to their food. Research shows that we shouldn't just pick any random bag of pet food and feed it to our furry friends. We need to pay attention to the ingredients. Pet wellness expert and owner of Wag Pet Boutique, Jennifer Fadal, can help us decipher what is good for our pets and what's bad, because this is actually something I think a lot of people overlook.
They do, and a lot of people just don't know to look. So, the message for today is look at the label. Dogs and cats are carnivores. They need to have meat and high-quality meat. So look at your label. The meat should be the first thing on the label. Should be probably the second and third thing on the label, too.
Okay.
We don't want to look at byproducts. Byproducts is any part of the animal that's not really consumable by a human person.
Gotcha.
So why would you want to feed it to your dog? So
Sure.
Things like the liver, the kidneys, filtering organs that are getting out toxins.
Okay, but let me ask you right off the bat, why is it so important to do this? Obviously, we don't want to eat junk food. Our dogs shouldn't eat junk food.
Right.
But for pets, they usually have, most often have a shorter lifespan.
They do. And feeding a good food can extend their lifespan.
Huh.
I mean, you can fight off diabetes. You can prevent weight gain. You can help them if they have hip and joint dysplasia. You can prevent cancer just by not feeding artificial ingredients.
Yeah, I read somewhere that 1 in 4 dogs dies of cancer, and a lot of the chemicals put in pet foods, many pet foods that we see every day on grocery store shelves, they have chemicals in them that can be linked to cancer.
To cancer, absolutely. Even though there is a board that governs pet food, it's very loose. So a lot of bad stuff gets in pet food.
All right, well, let's first talk about the bad ingredients. So everybody knows. What's the bad stuff? What do we avoid here?
You really want to avoid corn, wheat, soy. And you may think, gosh, those sound like great ingredients.
Yeah.
But getting back to being a carnivore, your dog and cat, you don't want those ingredients to be in the first 10 ingredients of your food because you need as much protein as possible.
And that's key. You say don't have those ingredients as the first 10 ingredients when you read the ingredient label.
Absolutely.
Here is a can of store-bought wet pet food. Do you call it wet pet food?
Yeah, canned wet pet food. Absolutely.
And that's just an average whatever label.
Yeah.
And then this is a healthy kind. Look at the color difference.
Absolutely. And not to mention the color difference, so they're probably doing some artificial coloring going on because we're not quite sure what type of meat is in that product.
Okay.
And the good one you can actually see I don't know if you can zoom in, but you can see the vegetables and the flavorings, and it's all natural.
I could eat that. Even right now, even me. I've been known to eat pet food.
Well, all of these foods are human quality, human grade ingredients.
Huh. All right,
So.
let's go to the good ingredients then.
Okay.
What should we look for? What should be on the ingredient label?
Your first ingredient should be a whole meat or a high quality meat grain.
Okay.
So that should be the first 1 or 2. Then it should be a whole grain like carrots or barley or flaxseed or oatmeal, something really, really healthy that you and I would get more nutrients from as well.
Sure.
They're getting more nutrients from those as well.
So in a way, it is kind of similar to that extent.
It really is. So you want, a lot of these foods have the fresh salmon, the fresh turkey, the fresh chicken. Some of them now are even made for hypoallergenic dogs, so they're using bison, and they're using deep water fish, and they're using duck, and just different proteins that your dog and cat may not be allergic to.
All right, but I think a lot of people pick their dog food off the grocery store shelves because it's less expensive, because some of this can get kind of pricey.
It can.
How do we make that work for our budgets?
Yes, you can. Perfect example, Canada and a couple of the other good foods out there have like a baker's dozen bargain. So you buy 12 bags, get your 13th bag for free.
And you also don't have to feed as much, apparently?
You absolutely don't. You feed less. When you're feeding good quality ingredients, their bodies are taking it all in, so you're feeding a lot less food.
Wow.
So you have to look at all those factors. And believe it or not, you could feed a 50-pound dog 62 cents a day on a food like this.
Hey, we can handle that.
You can handle it.
Jennifer Fadal, thank you so much for this wonderful pet health information.
Well, thank you.
It really is going to be helpful for a lot of us. We appreciate it. More details will be at daytimeonline.tv. All right, now over to you two.
All right, thank you very much, ladies. Good advice. When it comes to fashion,